You see,
3,
you see,
2,
you see.
1.
Joshua Byrne, World TV. I'm with Johnny Nelson. How you doing, Johnny? He's back.
Bad like a bad smell.
MMA Part 2. So, let's jump straight in there, Johnny.
Yeah.
You know I'm going to say Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz.
Badass. Listen, I know he lost to Nate Diaz, and what did he do? Straight away he said, let's do this again. Same way, same place, same time. You know, that to me shows... I remember when Lennox Lewis lost to, I think it was Hasim Rahman, and he was still concussed in the ring, and he was like saying, look, I want that fight again, I want it now.
Yeah.
Now that meant he felt he didn't got beat, he lost. He lost the fight, and that's what Conor's done, as far as I'm concerned, in wanting to take this fight again. He's thinking, you know what, I lost the fight, I didn't get beat. You know, and I think he can turn this around. I rate him massively.
So you think it's courageous that he wants that exact same fight straight away?
Yeah, of course, because it means he thinks he can beat him. You know, if I box you and you give me a good arse kicking,
yeah.
I'm thinking this guy's got the beating in me. I don't want to fight him again. Simple as. But if you fight me and I'm thinking, you know what, all right, that won't happen again. This is what I should have done. This is what I should have done, and I can find a way to beat you. You're going to do it again. You've got to respect him for doing that. People are saying he's mad doing it the same way. He ain't mad at doing it the same way. He knows he has the beating of Nate, and that's why Nate Diaz. And that's why I just think, just wait, just watch. I sent a message out, and she said, look, it was something like, true champion always finds a way back, finds a way no matter what.
Yeah.
And it was a chance for the haters to give him a bit of stick. He puffed up his chest. All right, bring it on, and that will either fuel him. And make him to move on and move forward. Good on him.
Do you think he can do it in the rematch?
I do, yeah.
Yeah?
I do because him just saying let's do it again, it means he knows the way to do it. We know he's got the capabilities to do it. No, are you thinking it's because of the weight? Are you thinking it's because Nate Diaz was better? And I actually think, you know, Conor, he can pull this round.
Do you think maybe it was a mistake that he went up 2 categories of weight so quickly?
Not at all. You do listen. We don't know who he spars with in the gym. You know, he might be usually sparring with guys that big.
Yeah.
I remember Prince Nassim Hamid always used to spar with the middleweights, cruiserweight, people like me, the heavyweights. And so when he got in with guys his own weight, he's throwing them out like they weighed nothing. So Conor's used to getting there with the bigger guys, and his movement is so graceful. It's like a cat. And that's why there's always a way. And can you imagine, all right, he turns it around, gets the win, takes Nate out, and all of a sudden you think, wow, you know, everybody's allowed to make a mistake.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he was never going to, it would have been very hard to keep that old forever. So he's got that old now early in his career. He can make them adjustments.
Yeah, make the adjustments. I spoke to Nigel Benn yesterday, and we were on about Anthony Joshua. And every pro fighter saying, is it too early? I was one of them. And Nigel said, no, it's not. He's knocking everybody out. He's got an opportunity to box a world title. If he's good enough, he'll win.
Yeah.
If he's not, if he's going to be a future champion, this will be the best thing for him because it'll make him stronger up there. He said, because when it happened to me, and I lost to Michael Watson, and I lost to Chris Eubank, I had to go away, lick my wounds, come back, and it made me a better fighter. He said, because it made me want it more. And so this isn't just about that.
Yeah.
It's about that as well.
Right, last time we spoke, you didn't want to give me your favourite MMA guy. You didn't want to jump on the McGregor bandwagon too early.
I have
but
done.
You still have.
But I have done. And I can't help it because I like what he's doing.
Right.
I like what he's doing. And listen,
the mentality.
I've been knocking him out with Gareth Davis. And now Gareth's like, you know, he's mad as a hatter, but this guy knows what he's talking about. And I said, look, I'm attracted to him. And I'll tell you what it is. Floyd Mayweather came over here and he did this tour, and off camera he said, Johnny, look, I created a character. My character has made me the richest sportsman in the world. So whatever you see, as long as my loved ones know who I am, that character you lot of love or loathe has made me the richest sportsman in the world.
So you think Mayweather's a character that he's put on?
He's created a character. He's created a character, and that's what he's done. And he plays a part very well. And that's what you do. And in any sport, the villains always make the most amount of dough. The villain's always the one you talk about. the villains are always the one you want to go and see get lose.
You want to pay to watch lose.
Yeah, and Connor, how he talks, how he plays, how he carries himself, he wants you to love him or loathe him, but you're gonna watch him.
Yeah.
And that's why he's the one that everybody's talking about.
You're not wrong. He's polarised. He is loved or hated.
Yeah, he loved or hated, and I think he's done an excellent job. I thought, you know what, you've out of the ashes, you've appeared, and you've made us all talk about your sport.
Yeah.
You've got the eyes on your sport because of what he's doing. And you look at this guy, and he's like a little prince, little king. He's like, yeah, and what? And he'll say it to your face and say how it is.
Talking about Little Prince, the gloves are off. I watched Martin versus Joshua.
Yeah.
When they stood up and you're in the middle, you look like Prince Nassim.
Yeah, you know what?
How big
those
are these
boys,
heavyweights?
we were talking about the heavyweight scene in the UK at the moment alone, never mind the world heavyweight scene. You look at Joshua, you look at Martin, they look like normal individuals, but they are massive.
Yeah.
That's simple. And times are changing, shapes are changing. The heavyweights were usually around my size. Yeah, now you're David Hayes, a midget compared to these guys here. Vladimir Klitschko ruled the world for the last 10 or so years because he had the reach, he had the height, he had the ability. Once he came across somebody that had the reach, more height, more reach than he did, I'm not saying he had more ability or looked sweeter, but what I'm saying is Tyson Fury said, listen, this is the landscape has changed, the shapes of fighters have changed.
Yeah.
And those boys, I think, Joshua and Martin, how they conducted themselves. The problem is people like it where there's a bit of bad blood, a bit of hate between them. These guys are very genuine, they're very respectful, but I know this could possibly be one of the best heavyweight fights we have seen for the last 15 years. Reason being is because you've got two young, unbeaten punchers boxing for a title. So because they're boxing for a title, it's not going to be a damn squid. This fight is no way in a quadrillion years going the distance. This fight is no way.
And they agreed on that.
Yeah, there's no way in a quadrillion years. I actually think they're both going to get hurt. And so it's going to be about that. Who wants it the most? Because when we did the gloves are off, when Charles Martin was talking, obviously Charles and Anthony actually cut from the same cloth. So Charles, and some people might be able to pick up on this, some people won't. Charles tried to piss on his tree with the background where
it came from.
Yeah. So when he was talking to him, he was putting it on him, he was looking at him and controlling the time and the answers and sipping his water and looking at him, and he's telling him what he's going to do, and he's just looking in his face, and he's like controlling into. This is how he's
really
playing
slow.
it.
Really
I'm just playing. Now what he's doing is pissing on his trees and say, I'm the boss of this sit up here, and it's like. But Anthony, you know what he did? He came back straight back at him. He said, "That's champ talk, man. I like that." So Charles Martin tried it again. What you didn't see is what we had to edit at the end, because Charles Martin then got a little verbal.
Really?
And Charles Martin.
What did he say?
It was blue, so it's the watersheds. I don't know when he's showing this, but he said, "Look, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out and step over your body. I'm gonna." And I said, "You're gonna do what?" He said, "I'm gonna knock him the fuck out." And he's looking in Anthony's face. And Anthony just sat
He's an intense guy.
Yeah, Anthony just sat and smiled. He said, "Carry on. Champ talk."
Have you got a prediction for the fight?
I think both fighters are going to get hurt. I think Anthony Joshua both fighters are going to learn a hell of a lot. I do think the loser will go on to be world champion again, because both fighters potentially are going to be outstanding fighters. Martin's an awkward, tall southpaw that can punch. Joshua's a specimen of a beast. This fight isn't too early. This fight is the right time for both fighters. I think Anthony's power will be the key. It will get to a point where it's a dog match. It's a dog fight, and his power will be the key. If Charles Martin puts Anthony down, it's going to be one of those. He gets him, hurts him. Be off balance because of the awkward shots where they're coming from. If Anthony puts Martin down, he's going to stay down. He'll be like gone. And that's the difference in punch power. So Anthony has the punch power to knock you out. Martin has the punch power to put you down. but you'll get up. You see, you look at the opponents when Martin's put them down. They've gone down there like just say, God, I'm down here. What's happening here? You look at the opponents when Anthony puts them down. They're like, I'm staying here.
I don't want to get up.
I don't want to this. My friend sparred with Anthony Joshua. He's 26 stone. He said Anthony Joshua threw a shot. He said, I saw it leave, and then I felt something on the back of my head. So he said, I thought someone threw something in the ring and hit me on the back of the head. He said, as I was sparring, I turned around. I just say, where did that come from? So he hit him there, and he felt it there. He said, when he hits you on the arms, it hurts. So how do you block it? So you don't let him hit you on your chin, because he's going to knock you out. You put your hand up to block it, it hurts.
Yeah.
And that hits you. What do you do? And I think when Charles Martin feels that from Anthony Joshua, that'd be a game changer.
People have said that pace may be an issue. Like you say, he's a powerhouse, AJ. Do you think he might slow down?
Yeah, he will slow. They'll both slow down. Charles Martin's more loose. Charles Martin's a mover. Charles Martin's awkward. He'll step around the ring. I think his style is more old school boxing, but they're both still learning fighters. But I think you see him on the pads. I think Anthony looks more on point when he's on the pads and letting the shots go. But I do think Charles Martin, again, I like that style, that unorthodox style. I like that. And if you're not used to it, you get dealt with. So that's why it's such an intriguing fight. But I do believe the coolest guys in the O2 on Saturday night will be Martin and Joshua, and the fans, us, will be like, oh, because it's the first fight, we're going to see Anthony Joshua get in, and we're going to think, God, this ain't a done deal. Yeah. What's going to happen here? Yeah. And you watch the people. When I used to box, I'd watch my fight, then I'd watch the people's expressions on their face. I'd rewind it, watch everybody's expression on their face. So it's like the theatre. So this is live theatre we're going to Saturday night, and that's why I think people will come out there.
They get their money's worth.
Dumbfounded. They'd be a bit gutted if it's over in like a minute, but I don't think that's going to be the case.